All right, here we are. Welcome back, everybody, to your first Classic Firearms live stream with me, Clint, for the year 2024. And I should probably go ahead and mute my Instagram live because I want to make sure that that's happening, because we are live on Instagram, we're live on Rumble and Twitter and Twitch. And I'm not going to forget to check Rumble this time. I'm sorry, I forgot about that last time, but not this time. All right. And Happy New Year to all of you. Cheers. I said in the Classic Firearms story that I am enjoying my Lagavulin Scotch, which is an Isla Scotch, and I love that smoky, peaty awesomeness. You know what I'm saying? Cheers, everybody. And I'm happy to be here, right? Excited to be here with all of you. Excited that all of you have tuned in as well to talk about what you might be excited to see at SHOT Show. We're going to be recording our podcast tomorrow, actually, about what we're looking forward to seeing at SHOT Show. So I figured I could hop in on the conversation early tonight with you guys before I get into the warehouse bright and early tomorrow morning and start recording that podcast. So that'll be pretty fun. And same old. I am going to try to get to as many comments as possible. And with that, the super chats. Last live stream, somebody claimed that I only respond to the super chats. That's not true. But if a bunch of them are coming in and you paid for those, I want to make sure I get to them. So bite me. All right. So there you go. But they do show up all nice, shiny, and bright. So that way I can actually see them, and it's awesome. And a lot of you are already commenting about the thumbnail on the for this tonight's live stream, which is of course of an authentic FAL with the roadie paint job. And that is a gun that I got to shoot. It is, yes, when I say authentic, that is the legit Fusil Automatique Léger. That is Fusil Automatique. All right. So that right there is a awesome rifle. Personally, one of my absolute favorites. I have a little DSA SA58 right next to my Rostic RA15. And I got to tell you, I love shooting a full auto FAL. 10 out of 10 would recommend if you ever get the chance to. All right. I see quite a few of you guys tuning in on Instagram. Thank you guys so much and appreciate it. Very first comments from Stephen Gallimore. You guys are overpriced. Oh, well, if you say so, we're remaining competitive and doing well. So there you have it. That's funny. But thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Kevin Weidman, Happy New Year, Clint. Thank you so much. Junior 78, Happy New Year. God bless America. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for that. And over here on Rumble, I got you, Alaska Ted. Good evening, Clint. Anthony Gandour, what's up? Good to see you guys. All right. Good to see you. And hopping over here to YouTube and Twitter and Twitch, all of them. Good to see you guys. Thank you all for tuning in over here. And yes, Rhodesian FAL, it was awesome. It was a good time shooting that at Kalash Bash. That was now 2 years ago, I think. Was that 2 years ago? That's crazy. That was, 2 years ago this year. How about that? So a little over a year ago. Absolutely awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend, like I was saying before. And I thought I posted that on my Instagram, but I guess not. And here's the funny thing. I don't know if I should show you the video on my phone, right? I can show you the video on my phone of me shooting the FAL, but how smart are YouTube's algorithms so that it doesn't think that I'm holding a gun here? You know what I mean? Like, I could just share my screen or whatever, but it's on my phone, so I'd have to do all that. So maybe next time, okay? But anyway, let's hop on over. First super chat already in. Thank you so much, Hungry 40s. I appreciate it. Happy New Year's, bro. Congrats on becoming a dad. Yes, that also happened. I am pretty quiet about my personal life, but I am proud to say I am a twin dad. All right, so that's exciting news on my end. My fiance and I are super excited about having a boy and girl, and that's part of my life. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Again, if you follow me on my personal Instagram, magdump_Morgan, that's where you'd see all that. And feel free to, or don't. I don't really care. But at the end of it all, you are here, and that much I do care about, and I appreciate every last one of you. So thank you guys so much. And let's hop back on over here. I got our man Tanner in the house. Tanner, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see here. Hopefully a tank could feature that on CF contest. Yeah, we need a tank, Clint. That would be pretty cool, right? I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility, but featuring a tank on CF podcast would be, or not CF podcast, but on the CF contest, that would be pretty difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. All right, and that's okay. So here we go. Second Son Photography. Thanks for tuning in, man. Happy New Year, Clint. Any plans on what you're adding to your arsenal in 2024? Yes. Yeah. I mean, so I've been talking to my friends over at Fold AR, and I think I saw them for the first time with my buddy Brandon over there. I want to say, was it the NRA annual meet like 2 years ago, something like that. Finally, I'll be hooking up with those guys, and I may have decided to go ahead and get one or a few, depending on how you look at it. So hopefully those will be shipped soon. If you don't know what a Fold AR is, I actually talked about them in a recent video. So go check that video out. It was top, maybe, I don't remember. I think maybe it was one with Matt, like top 5 guns for the budget or something, or was it something different? I don't remember. Okay. But anyway, they were featured recently. So that one's coming. A couple of other ones that I've actually signed a non-disclosure agreement on. So I'm not even going to hint at who it might be. I'm not going to do it. I'm really tempted though. So let's just don't do it, Clint, because that's how you no longer have a job. All right. So there's a couple of other things that will be coming in. I have right now in my possession the Oracle 2311, Oracle Arms 2311 that I have been testing out and running quite a bit. And it is a pretty sweet gun. Remember, we covered that in SHOT Show last year at the industry day at the range. It's ultimately a 2011 that takes SIG P320 mags, but a different design. It's a different take, right? And so I've got one of the T&E guns that I have been shooting quite a bit of. A first impressions video will be coming out. Right now, my round count on it is approximately 300 to 400. I have the exact number written down somewhere, but it's somewhere in the threes. And I am going to run at least probably another 1,000 through it before I actually put out a video. I'll give the initial impression video. We'll probably record that this week too. So the Oracle 2311, I might just keep. We'll see. But as far as anything else goes, I don't know. I'll find out at SHOT Show. So you guys tell me. All right. Now with that, it is, it's right around the corner. And the whole team is going. Matt will be out there. Kaya, myself, Jason, who's been on the channel. Aaron will be out there, but sadly not with Classic. But you'll see him. You'll see him on the channel, of course. Of course, Ryan behind the camera. You guys know John as well, who we're greatly appreciative of. A couple of others that you may have seen on the channel before, but they don't always get the recognition that I think they deserve, and that includes Grant and Robbie and Andrea, who's one of our primary editors, who just does great work also. So, again, we're rolling deep. My fiance will even be with me this year, which I'm excited about. And they haven't... I'll probably wait till... the Gundies announced this, but my role with the Gundies will be a little bit more, I'll be a little bit more involved with them this year, since they're actually hosting it in Vegas the night before day one of SHOT Show, which is Tuesday. The industry day at the range, of course, is on Monday, and Monday night is the Gundies. Your boy here is nominated again for most influential male, so thank you all who voted. I appreciate that, and we'll see, right? So that's exciting. And what else? As far as guns go, I'm going to have to go to SHOT Show and see if there's anything I can't live without. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys are excited for in the comments. Let me hop back over to Instagram, see what all is going on over here. There's a lot happening because it also shows me everybody that's joined, so I can't just see the comments. So that's a little difficult, all right? But I see you, Anthony Gandour, too. Happy New Year's. Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate that. Mobius2386. Also, your voice keeps changing. I do not... What do you mean? Like my pitch? That's just what I do, all right? Robin61927, good to see you again. Coming to Clash Bash this year. I think we missed the deadline to actually, be a part of it. So I'm not too sure just yet. So I know I said like we'd take Matt, but I may have dropped the ball on that one. We'll see. We'll see. I'll hit up everybody over there, Bella and everyone, and see if they'll let us slide in. All right. So we'll see. All right. But anyway, good to see you, Brian First on Instagram, of course. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate all of y'all. Let's see over here. What up, C? The baby Yaga. Good to see Baba Yaga. Good to see you. Patriotic Cassie, good to see you as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate every last one of you. And let's get to some of the comments here. A couple more super chats rolled on in. Smart Shooters LLC. Happy New Year, man. Sup, bro? Happy New Year. What are you looking forward to at SHOT Show? Any booths that are a must visit? Hoping to see you there. Stay blessed, bro. Appreciate it. Yes, there are a few that I am excited to go visit this year. We'll talk a little bit more in depthly about it on the podcast tomorrow, which will release on the 12th, I believe. So I think that's what the plan is. All of us will be at the table talking about all the things we're looking forward to. So, yeah, what more could you ask for, right? As far as that goes, Daniel Defense, I'm excited to get over there, see if they got anything new coming out this year. And let's see, I've already got a couple of DMs from Zastava Arms that I will be over there. They want to talk, including also Panzer Arms. We all know the Turcanellis that you guys like to call them. There's also LWRCI. I'll be over there visiting those guys as well. SIG will have no presence whatsoever at SHOT Show. Not even a range day or a SIG experience event or anything like that. And I contacted SIG and I was like, what's up with that? Because, you guys are kind of a mover and a shaker in the industry. Why? Well, okay. I don't care why you're not going to be there. I understand why. It's expensive and it's not like you guys honestly need the exposure, right? But at the same time, it's really good for customer relations. So SIG is going to have some reps on the ground there. But as far as like a booth and a range day, not happening. All right. Interesting. And with that, however, I was told, and I don't think this is a secret, but because the budget is available for marketing now, apparently they're going to have a couple of different events throughout the year, which obviously will be there. All right. So that's exciting. Beretta. We will be at the Beretta Range Day event on Sunday, so that's exciting. Daniel Defense is having an exclusive range day on Monday. There's also the industry day at the range on Monday. Gundy's is going in on Monday. Tuesday, there's a agency after-hours shoot, which includes Genesis Arms, Disavowed Group, and a bunch of others that I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, my gosh. Oh, and of course, I'm going to go by Staccato and talk some shit, right, about their entire brick-and-mortar must-have in order to carry their products, because Staccato obviously is a name that we all recognize. We know their quality products, but to have a brick and mortar to carry a product when we have, I don't know, the reach of being online, which is like nationwide, not just local, not shitting on any of the local FFLs out there, of course. Appreciate everything that you guys do because, well, we need you. But also, we reach nationwide. And, it's not like we couldn't sell your products. Staccato, just saying. So whatever, dude. But so there's going to be a couple that I plan on getting to for sure. So thank you, Smart Shooters LLC. Appreciate it, man. 5-9, Minnesota Farmer. Happy New Year, Clint. Congrats on becoming a dad in your upcoming wedding. Appreciate it. God bless. Good luck at SHOT Show. Start taking vitamin C and zinc to avoid the SHOT Show crud. I always keep that stuff on me. I something like that. You didn't like me as your what was I to you? I was at one point your squad leader, and then I don't think you were there when I was the platoon sergeant, but I think you were there when I was a training liaison for 2nd Platoon. So, I mean, I could be an asshole sometimes. I get it. It's all good. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat, bro. I hope you're doing well, man. And 5-9, CF giveaway idea. Alex Pro, Firearms, MLR, ARs, and 300 Win Mag, 300 PRC, 7 Rim Mag, 28 Nozzler. That sounds pretty awesome if you ask me. I mean, there's definitely some pretty sweet things there. I do like a semi-auto 300 Win Mag. Ask Nemo, right? So there you go. Let's see here. Scott the Prussian, as usual, Clint is a day late and $1 short. Ouch. Probably the Navy's fault. Well, it's always the Navy's fault, first of all. Secondly, It was New Year's Day yesterday. I really actually thought about hopping on, but I wanted to spend time with the family and just hang out. So forgive me. All right. I said, all right, let me just January 2nd. Okay. January 2nd. Let's do that and have at it. And by the way, I just realized it's January 2nd, January 3rd, tomorrow. Woo, 13 years in the Marine Reserves. Good God. Can you believe that, Snipes? 13 years. And let's talk about that really quick, because it wasn't too long ago. I've been on different podcasts. I've talked about it here on the channel where I've said, I even went as far as encouraging young men and women to join the military, especially the reserve side, because it's allowed me to focus on both my military, focus and work on both my military and civilian careers. But at this point in time, with everything that I've been through recently in the past couple of years, like the mandated vax and all this other type of stuff, and seeing how the state of affairs in the world as it is today and just the direction that the United States military is going, I'd feel more comfortable with saying, seek your own training, arm yourself, and there's other ways to serve this country where you're not a pawn, right? I don't think anything I said right there will get me in trouble, but at this point, you've got to understand why retention is so bad and why the recruiting numbers are so bad. There's no pride in this country anymore. You know, and it is sad, but it is what it is. There's a lot of us patriots, I believe, that are still proud of what this country, I don't know, the idea of the United States of America. But our government has made it very hard to actually be proud of what we are today, you know? Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, continuing on. Keith, good to see you. Cheers as always. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, man. We've got Dwayne over here saying, what's up? What's up with you? Good to see you, Dwayne. Thank you so much. We've got on Instagram, very Reverend Band Cop. I'm trying. All right. America is failing. Sad truth. Jorge Diaz, nothing to be proud of. BlackRock owns this country. BlackRock owns this country. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. So there you have it. Let's see here. I'm going to get back to a couple of the earlier comments on YouTube, because some of them are, of course, talking about the FAL, which again is one of my favorite rifles ever. Fog Battleship Warspite looks like a FAL from the Bush Wars, and screw it. You know, if I just had my phone, there it is. I can show you guys. I think doesn't that just sound awesome? Like 3 seconds, 20 rounds goes by. You know, less than 3 seconds, but anyway, if I show you guys that, right, will that focus? Do I have autofocus on? Yeah. And if I try to use this button right there, wait, there it is. Yep. Gotta love a 308 FAL. There's not too many things, you know, just better than that. Full auto, of course, a legit FAL, right? Now the semi-auto DSA SA58s, they're awesome. I'm a big fan. You know, what can you, they're just great guns. So awesome stuff. Love DS Arms. All right. Let's scroll on through over here. Get to a couple of current ones. All right. We've got David Wilson Jr. Thanks for tuning in, David. Appreciate it, man. Hi, Clint. Love the channel. Can't wait for SHOT Show coverage. I was gifted funds for a pistol class. Can't wait to finally get started on my 2A journey. That is awesome. And the fact that you're given funds for a class is also awesome. It's one thing to be gifted a gun, get money for a gun, something like that. That's cool. But to actually get training, you're going to come out with a sense of pride, especially if it's something that pushes you a little bit, you know, tests you some. That's going to be good. That's going to be really good. So awesome. Congratulations to you, David. Thanks for tuning in again, man. Appreciate it. And let's get on over to a couple more over here and see what else is happening this Tuesday night. And what do you guys think about the Tuesday night live stream? Is it, you know, is it Do you guys prefer Monday? Start your week off on Mondays with Monday motivation with the live streams or something like that? I don't know. You guys let me know, all right? Alvaro Batista, I see you, but unfortunately, Noveski makes a good gun. I see you spamming it over there, all right? If I'm not clicking on it, it's probably because I don't have a take at this point, because I've never shot the Noveski Infidel 13.7. So I don't, so you don't need to spam the comments there. I appreciate, you're trying to, get your comment, ask whatever. But as far as the Noveski Infidel 13.7 goes, I have zero experience with it. Hence why I wasn't clicking on your comment, but I see you and you're just going to keep going. So what do I think about Noveski? They're awesome, expensive, but they make great stuff. So there you go. Keith said he prefers Monday. You just want a consistent schedule. Crunchy Taco. Got it. All right. Anytime, anywhere from Jeffrey. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Love the Monday motivation from Giovanni Orozco. Dude, I mess up your name on occasion. Orozco. There we go. Thank you, Gio. I appreciate it, man. No problem, Alvaro. No problem. All right. I just don't want you pissing off everybody else. Oh, man. Matthew Velasquez wanting to know, did someone win the last contest already? Probably. The last contest, let's see, was the Saw, right? The 249 Saw. And then right now is Black Rambo's Scar. And so, if you're talking about the last contest being the Saw, then yes, somebody did in fact win that. Who won that? I don't remember. If I check my email really quick, I guarantee you if I type in winner and let's see, winner of Santa Sig Spear, that's old. Let's see, winner. Where's the most recent one? It doesn't matter. But oh wait, the winner of the 249 Saw was also, so maybe it was Santa Sig Spear, and that was Christopher of Bossier City, Louisiana. So there you go. Check the emails. They can answer that question for you. All right. Let's see here. This is a decent question from Joe Fabitz. Why are there so damn many D-man many 6.5 ammo types? 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 Grendel, 6.5 Kronos, 6.5 Rim Mag, 6.5 PRC. There's also like the it's 7.5. Never mind. What a schizo round. So 6.5, the actual measurement has been proven to be a very effective measurement. How about that? All right. Chambering. And then when it comes to Creedmoor and Grendel and Carcano, Rim Mag, Carcano especially just being older, it's probably the oldest one out of all of these here. It just depends on ultimately these rounds are being, what rifle they're being made for, right? And each one of them is going to have a different purpose at the end of the day. Like 6.5 PRC, I think is going to be more precision. 6.5 Creedmoor, I would consider more DMR, right? 6.5 Grendel is going to be a little bit more of the closer up boy. So 6.5 Rim Mag, again, they all have these different roles that might also be very similar. And then on top of that, you got the other calibers that were already similar to, let's say, 6.5 Creedmoor, that there's a lot. The good news is, there's variety. I wouldn't say there's an abundance, but there is variety that allows you to select whichever one you like the best, which one has the best recoil for whatever it might be. Competition shooters might prefer one over a hunter, over military or law enforcement application, right? So just different ways of thinking about it, I guess. There you go. Let's see here. Nick MC, thank you for the comment. What do you think is the best optic-ready full-size pistol right now under $600? Under $600. Canik comes to the top of my mind because under $600. Guys, help me out here. What are some guns under $600 that are optics-ready that you would trust with your life? When I hear, what do you think the best optic-ready full-size pistol right now? Well, you didn't say duty or anything like that, but you said full-size. I would say Canik. Who else? What else are you guys saying? Hellcat Pro. PDP. I always forget about Walther. I'm sorry, Walther. I have nothing against you, I promise. Right? Alvaro, yes, I did an entire video about the Mark 18 and its relevancy. The Masada, thank you, Harry. That's also a great one. Canik Mate SFT, absolutely, from Siphonic Whisper. Appreciate it. CZ also has some great options out there. T-Sauce. I saw that one. Where the hell did that go? That comment just jumped. There it is from Mr. Rick MW 1693. T-Sauce also makes some great options out there. So there's quite a few that already have come through. Thank you, Chilo. Appreciate that. Happy New Year's to you. Or Chilo? Chilo? I think that's right. So thank you. Let's see here. Scott. I'm gonna drink to the yeet cannon, all right? Gotta love the yeet cannon, all right? Let's see here. Sorry, I missed the full size part. You know, I get it. So there's all sorts of different ones out there that you might have options available to you as far as optics ready under $600 full size pistol. And I think we just listed off quite a few that are out there. And if you can find yourself like a used law enforcement trading Glock, something like that, one of the MOSs or whatever, you know you're getting a reliable gun until you start cutting it up and changing out all the parts that make it reliable. So there is that too. By the way, RIP Gaston Glock, man was 93 years old. And of course, all the hit pieces came out, you know, all of the, what's really funny about the anti-gunners is how cruel and grotesque they are. Like, the man's 93 years old, right? He ultimately invented the #1 pistol to be utilized by law enforcement and militaries around the world. I believe this gun probably has done more good than harm. Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back, because the gun couldn't do anything without a person controlling it. So these people are idiots. And of course, they come out and say all sorts of terrible things about Gaston, and you know, it's crazy that this man got to die peacefully in his sleep and not violently or something like that. It's like, wow, that's the type of mentality, that mindset right there is why I want a gun. You know what I'm saying? Because you think just for something that I believe in, I should die violently for? Yeah, I'll keep my guns. All right. Anyway, continuing on over here. Oh, the Echelon. That's not under... Is that under $600? I cannot remember. But if it is, the Echelon is also a very fantastic choice. So there you go. Steve Hughes. What's up, Steve? Clint, I've been looking for my next concealed carry weapon that is optic ready, leaning towards Canik, but unsure which one. So Canik's got a few different options that are pretty great. The MC9 is one that I've liked. However, I have heard a little bit of some issues, some reliability. I think it was a, I can't remember if it was, I don't think it was a feeding issue. I don't remember, but there was some sort of reliability issue. I have not experienced that with mine, and I have only several hundred rounds through it. Not a shit ton, right? But through like my SIGs, like my 365s that I have, one of which is sitting right here. My P365 Legion is in my Alpha Mega Kydex holster, code word Magdump, from AO Kydex. That's sitting upstairs on my nightstand. My Mark 18 is right next to my nightstand, as is my AP5. So, you know, there's one for me, one for the fiance, and then once the kids, you know, start walking, they'll start learning how to shoot too. But it's a joke, kind of. No. But there's a lot of different options. One of my neighbors came over yesterday. He had the Walther PPS, and that he seemed to like quite a bit. Limited capacity though, but he liked the way it felt in his hands and all that. So, yeah, that's cool. And we shot that a little bit. Hellcat, again, is another great option. Somebody mentioned the Hellcat Pro. I think that's one that our friend Sarah that likes quite a bit. And there's quite a few options out there for you. Canik's not a bad one. They also have some of their elites out there that are like the compact frames. So there's all sorts of different options for you, so that you can find. All right. So there you go. Of course, High Point. There you go. PSA Dagger is a runner too. There you go. Echelon for sure. So yeah, there's quite a few difference there. All right, great. And Smart Shooter just bought a used Echelon for $400. A used one already? Somebody didn't like that. So there you go. Hopping back on over to the super chats really quick. Stephen Jones, Merrily finally gave me the papers to buy a gun. They some 2A haters. You shouldn't need papers to buy a gun. You know, at the most that anybody should ever need to buy a gun is an ID. You know, to show that you're an American citizen. I'm cool with that. Right? You're not an American citizen. Sorry, you don't get to exercise our American rights. That's how I feel about that. You want those rights? Become a citizen. Can't go into your country and exercise all the rights that, well, unless your country just doesn't give a shit. But here, we like to give a shit. So there you go. But congratulations, Stephen. What do you plan on getting? You know? And I'm just saying this as a joke for every Fed probably watching at this point. If Maryland gave you the papers to buy a gun, that doesn't mean you needed the papers to buy a gun. You know what I'm saying? But also make sure that you are abiding by the law. As a law-abiding U.S. citizen, you should exercise your Second Amendment right. And doing so would require Maryland, in this case, giving you the papers to buy a gun. Isn't that just wonderful? Or you could go to, I don't know, a truly free state that has constitutional carry, and you just walk in with your valid ID and buy a gun. You know, it's great. Love it. That's how it should be. Norseman, what's up? Your take on the Typhoon F-12. Keep your Second Amendment rights, everyone. Support the NRA. There's better ones than the NRA, if I'm being completely honest, like Gun Owners of America, like Firearms Policy Coalition, like the Second Amendment Foundation, like the VCDL. That's more of a local one to Virginia. There's so many ones out there that you can use. And if you guys can hear the running water behind me, I'm sorry. I don't have these pipes covered just yet or whatever. I'm pretty sure she just got done taking a bath or something. So, you know, missed out on that. But anyway, the Typhoon F-12, another semi-auto mag-fed Turkish shotgun that is actually pretty cool. It runs great. Panzer also has the Mag-12, which I think competes with it pretty well, which I have over there. And so, you know, there's quite a few options out there. So, you know, there's that. But the F-12 is not a bad one whatsoever that I have shot. Fog Battleship Warspite. Okay, Clint, thoughts on PTR 91? Getting ready to make my G3 clone. Also PTR 63 5.56 rifle. That PTR announced last SHOT Show. All right, PTR, yes, and just in general, yes. And then with that, your G3 clone sounds awesome. I love PTR and what they do. The PTR 91 especially is awesome. And the PTR 63, I haven't seen any yet. Have you guys? I've been looking for them. That would be pretty cool if those started rolling in also. All right. So there we go. Thank you again for the super chat, everybody. Norseman, Stephen Jones, 5 to 9, of course. Thank you guys. We got DJ Keiko, ammo giveaway, and HR keeps spelling my name wrong. Oh, that's funny. So we can definitely ammo. We've given away ammo before with the giveaway. I think we could do that again. I think, was it 2 years ago for like St. Patrick's Day, we gave away the green Geisley with a pot of gold, which was ultimately 5.56, 1,000 rounds of 5.56. I think we should start including at least 500 rounds in every giveaway. Maybe perhaps if it makes sense, a Blue Force Gear sling, a Otis Technologies cleaning kit, which you guys know I absolutely love and recommend. Otis makes great cleaning supplies. So a good cleaning kit, good sling if it applies, and about 500 rounds of ammo. Does that sound fair? For every contest. I feel like I'm the guy that can make that happen. So, and maybe I could partner with a couple of different manufacturers that might want to supply the ammo even. So like, that doesn't sound bad to me. Anybody out there, Underwood ammo, I'm talking to you. Mark 1 ammo, I'm talking to you. So, you know, if you guys wanted to be a part of that, let me know. We got our girl Otter back in the chat over here. Good to see you. Thoughts on Rival Kronos? I don't even know what that is. I'll be honest with you. I'm so sorry. Looks cool, but I don't want to turn baddies into puddles on my new fur rocks. What? All right. Let's do it. Rival Kronos. Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now? Is this a Nerf gun? You're a shit. You know that? Oh my God. You know, I appreciate you not getting on to me about saying anyway too much in the chat or too much in the live stream tonight. I've heard it come through a couple of times. Otter, you crack me up. So, right, because we've shot some of the rivals, right? Like something that we've shot before. So the 500 Nerf rival Kronos, breech load, 5 rounds, spring action, 90 feet per second. Girl, you tripping. That's funny. So I have no thoughts because I haven't used it yet, but that's probably a yet because I think we're going to plan on like shooting at each other with some sort of stuff soon. You know, it's the new year, and we haven't done like a warehouse Nerf game in a while, so we might be doing that. All right, Smart Shooters LLC, thanks Otter for the super chat, appreciate it. Smart Shooters, could I give away an RA-15 through you guys? I think you and I could probably talk a little offline. I think that would be something doable. We'll outfit it right, you know. Another one to stay tuned on. I think that's something that we can figure out. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Echo says he loved the video with Black Rambo. Will you do a video with Kentucky Ballistics? So we've worked with Kentucky Ballistics before. I've talked about that when, you know, he almost died. That was during that time. So thankfully he's still here. Scott, wonderful guy. But it's very possible that we could do a video with Kentucky Ballistics. I'll probably see him at SHOT Show this year. So, you know, stay tuned on that front, all right? See you all on Instagram again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. It's pretty cool that, you know, Instagram and StreamYard are communicating and letting us stream now here because Facebook is a bitch and doesn't want us streaming over there. So, you know, we don't. So there's that. But Rumble, speaking of Rumble, let's go ahead and hop on over here because I see you again. And as always, Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000. Did I get it? Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster. I did it without even having to look at his name. I just see the long name come up and I know exactly who it is now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Our high-end AR-15 like Knights, Noveske, HK, Radiant, etc. I have been our high-end AR-15, like Knights, Noveske, HK, Radiant. Let me remove this one off of the screen really quick, too, before I forget. But your grammar, all right? Our high-end AR-15s, like Knights, Noveske, HK, Radiant, etc. Is there a question? I have been looking into Radiant. Is it worth investing into a high-end AR-15? There's the question. Okay. Also been looking into the Sig Spear LT in 308. Or HK 762 by 51. Okay, all right, so let's... All right, there's a lot to unpack there. So are they worth it at the end of the day? Do I think that you're going to be paying for a name? That's always that's always a possibility that you're paying for a name, right? But, okay, why do they have this name that you can stack dollars onto? Is it because they already carry a reputation of being quality? Maybe. Sometimes when I think about Knights armor, I don't know if I could speak. Wow. Sometimes when I think about Knights, however, there was recently a meltdown video of a Knights SR-15. Did not do well. So take that for what you will. Not that that's a big deal because who's melting their guns at the end of the day? But is that something that's going to show what it's like down the road after so many thousands of rounds? I don't know. But there you have it. Now, Noveske, HK, Radiant, out of all of those, like Knights, Noveske, HK, Radiant, etc., HK would probably be the one that I would trust the most, quite frankly. They've got the reputation. They've got the quality behind their stuff. And if you're going to go 308, the HK MR762 is personally one of my favorite rifles ever. However, I will also say this. The Sig Spear, chambered in 7.62, the Spear LT is the one that's in 5.56 and 300 Blackout and all that stuff. The Sig Spear, the standard Spear, chambered in either 6.5 Creedmoor or in 7.62 NATO or in the 6.5 by 51, which is 277 Fury, has a little bit more to offer at the end of the day. One of which is ambidextrous controls. Is that so important though? Honestly, I can survive without ambidextrous controls, but I do prefer to have them. I just do. And so, I don't know. If I had to choose either the HKMR 762 or the SIG Spear, they both utilize a short stroke piston-driven operating system. If I could clone it to be the M110A1, I'd go with the HKMR 762. I think the MR 762 is just a fantastic rifle, and out of all of the 762 DMR and battle rifles that I've shot, that one is by far close to the top of my list, because I told you already about the FAL and my love for it, right? Obviously, I wouldn't use the FAL as a DMR, but the MR 762 I definitely would. So HK I probably would trust the most on your list. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. I can't pull the comments over to be viewed on screen. Sorry about that, guys. But that was from, again, Professor Blake Ass Poo Blaster. Oh, I messed it up. Professor Blake Poo Ass Blaster. 3000. Appreciate the Super Rumble chat. Thank you so much. Cody Blees on Rumble also. Hey, Clint. Hope you had a good holiday season. To all the Patriots in Minnesota, red flag laws are now in effect. Be prepared to fight back against this tyranny. That is rough. Red flag laws are a cancer. They are terrible. They're anti-Second Amendment, which is anti-constitutional, unconstitutional, and they're going to get people killed. That's all there is to it. And I've said it in our podcast with Vince, Vince Ritchie, who we interviewed at Terran's range when we were in California not too long ago, and he's the one that had a couple of asshole criminals come armed, met him armed at his front door as he was walking in after getting home from work, and all he wanted to do was water his plants. And thankfully, he had a gun on him, law-abiding, so he only had 10 rounds in the mag, and he had to do a reload, of course, but he was able to exchange fire with these guys and end the situation. Put it that way. It's still under investigation, so we can't talk too much about it. But if you want to hear more about Vince's story, make sure you listen to the CF podcast with Vince Ritchie. He also says some things and details some things for the first time that he's talked about in our podcast. So make sure you check that out. It's pretty interesting. But when you think about everything that he had to go through and how he actually ultimately got his concealed carry license taken away because of him effectively using his concealed carry weapon, ? I ultimately think that a lot of these policymakers may not intentionally want to, but they're killing you. You know, policymakers, I think they want to kill you, actually. Fuck it. Because at this point, what good are you to them if you don't support them? And if these are the same policymakers that are putting into effect red flag laws, assault weapons ban, what the hell's an assault weapon? Preaching to the choir, I know. But assault weapons bans, again, mag restrictions, capacity restrictions, all of these things to ultimately prevent you from exercising your Second Amendment right. Well, first of all, if you're exercising your Second Amendment right, you're already not on their side. So, of course, they want to do everything they can in their power to endanger you, to put you at the mercy of law enforcement, who's probably in their pockets. So, yeah, I think that some of these policymakers want to kill you. So don't let them. Mass noncompliance, as we also interviewed my friend Lex from the band Three Teeth. We also interviewed him while we were out in California, and that's exactly what his recommendation is also, mass noncompliance. Just screw you. What you're talking about is not constitutional, so have a nice life, go off somewhere. So there you go. Red flag laws suck is ultimately the what I was getting at to your response there, Cody. And good to see you again, Cody. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And let's get to a couple more here. We've got the Christy Bim carry ban in effect right now in California, and the Ninth Circuit, what a joke, plays games and openly defies the law with no consequences. Ladies and gentlemen, this is America. This is where we're at now. This is California, but you get what I'm saying. Here we are. We're also living in a time, 2024 is going to be a weird year, I think. Every year has been a weird year. I mean, 2023, just look at the memes that came out of 2023. Good God. What did it start with? I can't even remember. There was so much. There was that cop that was getting, absolutely ran around, and then there was her. There was so many things. There was Ocean Gate, right? The sub that blew up. There was so many. There's Trump's mugshot. Trump, that's another guy we can talk about. Being removed from the ballot in 2 states, in Maine and Colorado. I'm sorry. Look, you're talking to a guy who, I'm not Trump's biggest fan. He ultimately adopted or signed into law some anti-2A legislation. Sorry. That's kind of unforgivable in my opinion. But at the end of the day, I don't think he should have been removed from the ballot because why? He led or ultimately promoted an insurrection. I'm not familiar. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. And some of you might just say, okay, well, you have no liberty to speak on this. I'm not familiar with what the law says. Was it the 14th Amendment? In regard to removing somebody from the ballot, right? But from what I do understand, there has to be some sort of conviction, right? Was he ever convicted of inciting an insurrection? And I'm sorry, I don't agree that January 6th was an insurrection. Because if we truly, or if it was a really shitty one. Because we have the capability and the means as Americans to do it. All right? Let's be real. What happened on January 6th was pussyfooting. Okay? Yeah. Washington, D.C., in the matter of, how we see it with natural disasters, right? But imagine an actual armed uprising. Oh my God. And you're talking about, we as Americans own 46% of the world's firearms, privately owned. When you think about the largest armies in the world, we the people are number one, all right, here in the United States. Okay? So I think these people are getting it twisted. I think they think really that they're so powerful, they're so almighty that that they can't really be touched at the end of the day. And maybe January 6th was a little bit of a wake-up call to these representatives. Maybe. But I don't know. I don't see January 6th as an insurrection. Let me know. Tell me what you guys think about that. But here we are, right? Talking about Gaston Glock, Eric, awesome. Hey, Clint, do you think with Gaston passing on, Glock will finally start making new products like metal magazines? Why do I say that? Because I think there's a quote even that as long as I'm alive, referring to Gaston, I think he said, as long as I'm alive, there will be no metal magazines. Glock will not produce or anything like that. So will Glock take on different things? I don't know. I think they see what's tried and true, and it's not like they're hurting as a business or as a company. At least I guess not. Maybe they'll do more instead of, investing in horses and horse semen. Maybe they'll start doing dog races now too. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, look it up. Does Glock own a bunch of racehorses? Yes. So there's all sorts of fun things that could happen, I guess. I have no idea. But we'll see. We'll see what's happened. They might be true to their founder, like Chick-fil-A. They're still not open on Sundays, you know what I mean? So there you go. Let's see. John Teresi, the Black Rambo, is more like Bob Marley kind of guy. That's funny. I guess. But, I mean, I wouldn't say that to his face. Oh, man. Let's see over here. 392_hooligan. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Marshall Carl, what does it take for an Afghan vet to work at CF? An application. And perhaps a resume. And also an opening, if I'm being completely honest. We're always accepting, I believe, resumes and applications. There's customer service. There's the warehouse staff. And right now we have a couple of remote employees that do like some of our emails and video editing and things like that. But we're always looking, so just send in your resume. But thank you, Marshall. Appreciate your service, too. And thanks for the super chat, man. Chris J., do you have any experience or tips for people who are cross-side dominant and shooting rifles? Well, you can always shoot on the side of your dominant eye. I know that might sound like, okay, asshole, but honestly, it helps. Now, there's other ways of, like if you're shooting a pistol, that's one thing because let's say if I'm right-eye dominant and I'm presenting the gun on this side, right, that makes sense, right? But if I'm left-eye dominant but I shoot right-handed, just bring it over, right? You can't really do that with a rifle because you're here, but you could if you want to try it and practice with it. This is how I sometimes shoot on my non-support, or I should say my support side, my non-dominant side. If I'm holding my rifle, pistol grip, forend, right? I'm here. Well, I sometimes just move my shoulder over so that way I can peek around a corner instead of. Did y'all see that? It did the thumbs up thing. It's doing the thumbs up thing again. What more? Are y'all seeing this? Or is that just for me? Are y'all seeing the? Hold on, I gotta. Magic. Yeah. Ooh, fancy. Okay. All right. Cool. I was just making sure that you guys could see it too. That was funny. That was really funny. All right. So going back to it, there's a couple of different options for you. And some of it is just going to have to learn to shoot with what is your dominant eye, with your physically dominant. How am I trying to say this right now? If you're left eye dominant, try shooting left-handed. It might take a little bit to get used to, but I guarantee you with some practice, you might be able to do it. The thing is, though, how do I shoot when I transition to my non-dominant hand? I think after, maybe if you practice a little bit, it becomes very easy for me to be kind of ambidextrous when I shoot. It's easy for me to pick up the correct image for which hand I'm shooting with, right? So again, if I go to my non-dominant shoulder and now I'm shooting left hand strong, right hand support, it's easy for me to pick up which reticle I need to focus on if I'm seeing two reticles. You know what I mean? So it's practice. That's my biggest thing. Practice shooting with your non-dominant hand now as your dominance hand, right? So just try that. See how that goes for you. It might take a little bit of doing, but also there are probably some. I'm looking. I want to see if the comment section can help you out as well, because the community is also a great place to go, right? Because they can definitely help you out there too. And I'm coming back on over here to Instagram. I want to see if I'm getting to you guys. Again, it shows me, I see a bunch of people that have joined. Thank you, everybody that's joined too. I appreciate every last one of you. But 9mm Harley Man is wanting to know how many states now have red flag laws. That's actually a really good question. And one that maybe Google can help us with. How many states have red flag laws? And some of you are probably asking, what is a red flag law or extreme risk laws? And the one time I'm probably going to go to Everytown for Gun Safety's website is to figure this out. And wow, there are way too many. So right now there are Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Florida. New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Vermont. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, I think, if I counted right. So about 21. Yikes, that have adopted extreme risk laws. Which is funny because I think there's now over, I think there's like 26 states that actually have constitutional carry. Which is, maybe these are the Civil War states we're starting to see break out, right? So, yeah, there you go. Now, for those of you that are asking, what are extreme risk laws? Let's see. Let's see what Everytown for Gun Safety says. What it does is extreme risk laws, otherwise known as red flag laws here, for quick intervention when a person is at serious risk of harming themselves or others with a firearm. These laws enable law enforcement to ask for a court order that temporarily removes guns from these dangerous situations and prohibits the person from buying new guns. The strongest policies allow family members to file petitions as well. A full discussion on extreme risk laws is here on, again, this is coming from Everytown for Gun Safety, Everytown Research, whatever. So some of you might hear that and be like, oh, well, yeah, if they're at extreme risk, okay, cool. Yeah, well, then maybe they just need a couple of minutes to, calm down or something. Well, let me explain to you really quick why that's a big old no-go, okay? By the way, is Instagram still working? Because I have no idea. How long have I been streaming for? It has been 56 minutes, and I know last time it went for as long as pretty much the live stream went. But let's see here. Just taking a look. Yeah, it looks like we're still going here. All right, good. So anyway, coming back at it. And I realized too I have this comment still up. Sorry. Okay, so coming back at it. Extreme risk laws, again, might sound like something not too bad. But then you think, how can these be mishandled or not used appropriately, as they often are? It says family members, right? Because we never have quarrels or fights with our family member, right? With a member of our family, right? There's no way an ex-spouse, somebody that might be separated from, might not even live in the same house, says you threatened them. And so-and-so voiced to me that they're thinking about killing themselves. Oh, now all of a sudden the police can show up and confiscate this person's guns? Granted, that's a really simplified situation, I guess you could say, or simplified definition or scenario, but what are you going to do? Okay. So I don't like it. I don't trust it, because at no point in time, especially any time, and court order or not, don't care, you're stripping somebody of their Second Amendment right. For why, right? So no, I don't like them. They're dumb, and they have already gotten people killed. Oh, and it's not like law enforcement messes up and, I don't know, beats on the wrong door, which we have seen happen time and time again. Elderly gentleman at home alone with his gun, door gets kicked in by police. This is why I also don't agree with no-knock raids and things like that. Sorry, I just don't. So, yeah, he's home alone, and he's thinking people are kicking in his door, so he returns fire. Or doesn't return fire, but starts shooting at whoever's coming in his doorway. I would. I don't see that as being too crazy. But it turned out it was the police. And of course, I think either not an officer got injured and he got lit up. So what are you going to do? Yep. Oh, and they were at the wrong address, like I said. So there you have that. Oh, goodness. I see you guys. Twitch clan is here. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Twitch is working. Thank you guys so much. And you're going to need a drink after reading from that site. That is true, because Everytown sucks. Oh, well, what are you going to do? But here we are. Let's see here. Getting back over to one of the super chats, or a few of the super chats. What was it? Yeah, so how do you feel about Cali's new law to step on citizens to a right to carry? You already know. If it's anything that's going to be an hindrance to somebody to exercise their Second Amendment right, I'm not for it. That's all there is to it. John Crump, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. It's always good to see you, bro. And yeah, extreme risk protection orders are unconstitutional. Absolutely right, they are. All right, and yeah, this is crazy here. People lie. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, and they don't work. Are we talking about people, or are we talking about... But no, you're absolutely right. Red flag laws do not work, all right? So let's see here. Crunchy Taco, no money needed. Tapple Flash 101, timing seems to be key. If nothing else, you can highlight your message. So apparently I'm missing something from Tapple Flash. Sorry, wherever you might be. Oh, there you go. Taco, what do I have to do? Spend money on a question to get his attention? So he's right though. Timing is key. I bounce around from looking at Instagram, Rumble. Speaking of which, it's been a while since I've talked to my homies over at Rumble. So thank you guys for hanging out over there. Any chance that Classic will be at GunCon this year? Cody is asking. Cody, please. It's possible. There is a chance. So there's that. All right. But yeah, so I bounce around from Rumble, from YouTube, Twitch, whatever. StreamYard tries to make it nice and easy, but I can tell you, you see quite a few of the comments come through, but the super chats line up all nice and bright and have their own little thing. So it actually makes things a lot easier. Speaking of which, thank you, Adam. Appreciate that. You are the man. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you guys more than you know. All right. Chad's wanting to know what brand of helmet is in the background over here. This is actually my issued helmet for the Marines with my little cat eyes on the back there. And who makes this? Enhanced Combat Helmet. I've got a Gentex Corp. There it is. Gentex. And I have really, guys, I've thought about it. Like, I think about how much this helmet is, okay? I think this is like a $600 helmet because, you know, government contracts and stuff. And I think to myself, like, how much trouble would I get in? We got to pull this thing down, right? If I shot it, right? It's my issued, yeah, I filled out paperwork and all that type of stuff, but at the end of the day, if I get Classic to reimburse me, you know, then great. I can... You know what I'm saying? I think it would make a really cool video to test out our actual Marine Corps issued helmets. What will they stop? Now, we've seen some videos where guys have taken 7.62x54R, what the Dragunov SVD shoots, or the SVD Dragunov, and the PSL shoots, and a few others. And it stopped it, you know, or grazed off the side. 7.62x39, same thing, of course. So it's like, I think it would make a pretty interesting video, you know? Do I know if it's the same company that the United Nations uses? I don't know. If it was a blue helmet, maybe it'd be a little bit more entertaining. Just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Breonna Taylor, happened to her, talking about the red flag laws. Right. I'm reading them. I'm sorry. There you go. Can't believe you noticed. I'm here. Oh my God. You guys are driving me nuts. Let's see here. What's... Josh. Oh, man. What's up, Clint from Mike Riley? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Let's see. Here's about guitar practice for me anyway. All right. Well, enjoy your guitar practice. Have a good time. Let's see here. Classic Firearms from McMult. What were you saying? Do I have a 50 cal or a flintlock? Unfortunately, no. Now, a flintlock, yes, I do have, actually. Yes. Trying to think, because I inherited some things from my dad, and I got to remember what all he had as well. So, you know, there's things like that. But Yes, there you go. The ADHD Clint is focusing. I am trying. All right. I am trying super hard. Thank you. I appreciate it, though. There you go. Michigan just passed red flag laws with others. I don't blame you for being ready to move. I don't blame you whatsoever. We've also got B. Wilburn over here asking what the best red dot for an AR might be. And the best red dot, like, I'll give you a brand. If you're talking about like the best red dot anybody has to offer, it's probably going to be Aimpoint. Like, as far as durability, quality, battery life, all that type of stuff goes, Aimpoint is at the top of the list in my mind. Now, there might be some others. SIG Optics actually makes some really, really good red dots. Also, the Tango 8, I think it's called, is a fantastic option. So there's that for you as well. By the way, we're over an hour now. Is Instagram still working for us? I think it is. It's not working on my computer, but I think it's still working on my phone, which it is. So, there you have it. All right, great. So thank you again. Thank you again, everybody tuning in on Instagram. Appreciate y'all. So I'll keep that open so I can get to y'all's comments if you leave any. But there you go. Let's see here. Coming back over, saw a couple more come through. I know this is going to piss off that one guy. Sorry. Texas Tunic. First of all, that's a funny little, it's over here. I'm really bad at figuring that out, mirror images and everything. But yeah, that's funny. Would you rather have a USFA Zip 22 or a flintlock for a personal defense weapon? Oof, that is rough. Zip 22s are, I feel like maybe you could reload the Zip 22 faster than a flintlock. So there's that. All right. So there you have it. Thanks for the super chat. Jared, do you think we will get a point where there will be no tax stamps needed for silencer suppressors? If I'm optimistic, yes. If I'm pessimistic, no, right? Like, I can go both ways on this because I feel like we're headed in the right direction. And silencers, as we all know, are safety devices. Huxworks, when they rebranded from OSS, they actually changed their name from Huxworks or from OSS to Huxworks Safety Company, right? Like, safety, they're and they make silencers. That's what they do. And so at the end of the day, I think some manufacturers who are willing to go that far even and say, hey, we don't make a weapon. We make a silencer. We make a safety device, right? Now, is that going to be their way of saying, we don't apply to the NFA or something like that, or the NFA doesn't apply to us? I don't know. I mean, are there loopholes out there that might work? I don't know. But as far as silencers go, I think we're moving ultimately in the right direction. But I'm also very pessimistic when it comes to government and doing anything that we, the people, would actually approve of. So there's that. Some states have done the right thing, and I think Tennessee and Texas are the only two, I think, that if you have a silencer that was manufactured and made in that state and it never leaves that state, NFA laws do not apply. Again, I think that's pretty cool, but don't quote me if it's Tennessee. I know Texas for sure, but I think Tennessee also. So that's cool. We're also, as I mentioned before, we're seeing more and more states actually adopt constitutional carry. You don't need a concealed carry permit in those states to purchase a pistol and to carry the pistol concealed. Because why? Because, well, you're protected under the Second Amendment, as we all are and should be, and the state should recognize that. So as far as, do I think we will get to a point? One way or another, yes. What do I mean by that? If not through the court system, then ultimately one day when this country fails and it's every man for himself, then no laws apply anymore. So, oil filter up, if you know what I'm saying. So there you go. Oh my God. Funny shit. Okay. So coming back over here. Thank you again, all of you, for the super chat. The Aimpoint T2 talking about some of the best red dots for your AR. Absolutely. The Aimpoint is fantastic. So there you go. And what is that? Clint. All right. This is another thing. I don't lose things in a boating accident. I've never lost anything. I still have all my shit. And I'm not going to hide behind any phrase or joke about losing anything. I haven't lost shit and from my cold dead hands. So there you have it. All right. So here we go. Mythic Eclipse TTV. Whoa, I caught a stream. What's your thoughts on the 2311 Compact Pro? So I've only got the full size 2311 right now. I don't have the compact that I've been working with, and that might change. But I can tell you right now that so far the gun's pretty cool. I have had some light primer strikes, but I think it was the ammo. The ammo I was using, I think, had really hard primers, and it wasn't running right. Once I switched the ammo up, it seemed to be running pretty good. So, there's that. Now I'm going to change it up. I'm going to run 147 grain, 124 grain, 115 through SAR ammo, PMC ammo, Blazer. I'm going to put everything through it because I want to see how well this gun performs with different ammunition and different weights of ammunition. So, stay tuned because I haven't completely formed an opinion just yet. But I can say that right now, when I shoot that thing, it shoots really, really well, and it's a lot of fun. So, there's that. There you go. All right. Let's see here. Goat DR Holosun 403R, cheap and solid. There you go. That's a solid one as well. Hello from California, where we have almost no Second Amendment rights. You've got. The state might not grant you the right, but if you've got the motivation, there you go, right? Let's see here. Caden Metcalf, would you all hunt with an AR-15, and if so, what round would you use? What are we hunting? Because the 5.56 round is definitely capable depending on the prey. You know what I'm saying? So 77 grain open tip match. That's what I would use. There we go. Generally, there's double barrel flintlock, second fire, buck and ball. That's true. So there is that as well. Huxworks is the sex. That's one way of putting it. Absolutely. Huxworks makes some great stuff. The Holosun AEMS is pretty good so far. Glad to hear that you're having success with that as well. And the Prone Ranger, no one has ever tried to rob me. Well, that's good. But that doesn't mean that somebody wouldn't try. So keep your head on a swivel. Stay strapped. There you go. Let's come back over here. Oh, God. Oh, no. What's happening? Okay. That's funny. All right. Anyway, let's see here. Coming back to a few. I want to get back over to Instagram really quick, see what's happening over here and what you guys are saying. Farat Sadiku. FN video was good. Hopefully more to come with the FN 510. Is the chamber fully supported with hard cast? That's a technical question that I do not have the answer to right now. And it's actually one when I talk to FN at SHOT Show, I can ask him. It's only a couple weeks away. So I'm just going to screenshot that. So now I won't forget unless it gets lost in my photos. I'll favorite the photo later. All right. So the 510, however, I am having really good luck with. I like that gun a lot. Like, I love that gun, the FN 510, 10 millimeter awesomeness. And there is going to be more to come. In fact, I'm going to be filming more with it. The comparison video that I hinted at in the FN 510 video, the review, that we will be shooting this week also. So there you go. All right. Let's see here. Jeffrey Zeisler, the 2311 has a weird hammer. Thoughts? I haven't noticed it to be an issue. It is a little bit different from what I think we're used to, but I don't think it's too bad. Don't think it's too bad. What do you think? Is it weird to you? Do you not like it? Let me know what you think. Ask FN about the reflex having misaligned sights. Oof. I could do that also. SIG X10 is ballers. Steve Whoop says we will see about that and how it does against the FN 510 this week. All right. And probably the Smith & Wesson M&P. We'll see. And then also there's the Springfield XDM Elite 10 mil. That's also really, really good. So there you go. All right. Let's get back over here really quick. Stephen Jones is saying in Maryland, the permit to buy and the one to carry are separate, and both carry a nice application fee. Of course they do. They're going to make their money, right? Taxes. Don't get me started there either. Jesus. Jake, Happy New Year, cuz. Happy New Year to you as well, man. Let's see here. FN video is good. Hopefully more to come with the 510. You're in two places at once. How about that? So I got you on Instagram. I just answered that one for you. But thanks again. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Any updates on the brace ban? Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so what's the latest update that you got, right? So the latest is that there was an injunction, indefinite. So the ATF can't enforce their idiotic ruling. So braces, as of right now, are back on the menu. Brace it up, shoot the things, right? So there you go. There you go. You can buy braces again. We've got them on the website, so have at it, all right? Let's see here. Clint, what's your go-to 308 ammo plus barrel length? There's some good stuff out there. The stuff that I ran that I like quite a bit, the M118, that's a really good round. But honestly, whatever I can find. I like the PMC 147 grain quite a bit. That stuff runs pretty good. I've never had any bad luck with the PMC ammo. And as far as barrel length, it's the same like for 5.56. It's the same for any caliber really, except for 300 Blackout is the one outlier where the shorter you go, the less effective. And the longer you go, the more effective, but that's a bigger gun at the end of the day. It's a little bit more unwieldy and things like that. So for 308, 16 to 18 inches, solid, With that being said, though, something that's on my wish list is a 13.7 308 from LMT, their battle rifle. I want that. And I would keep that full-time suppressed. Dedicated suppressed gun, silencer gun with the 308. I just like it too much. So, there you go. All right. Let's see here. Steve Whoop, only the X10, talking about SIG and the 10 millimeter battles. Not sure if I trust all my 320s enough to carry appendix. I don't carry the 320 appendix. I've got my outside the waistband holster that you guys know that I carry on my battle belt is the only time that I really carry the 320. Obviously, we saw the M17 have another catastrophic failure where the gun actually broke in two. I do not know the situation surrounding that, though. But all I saw was right where the fire control unit is, the module, and the grip module just broke, like two separate pieces. So there's that. What's a good prism optic? ACOG. Trijicana ACOG is probably the best prism optic to be argued. But Primary Arms offers a prism optic. I think that's pretty much what they've really been came to be known for. But also Swamp Fox. Swamp Fox makes some awesome prism optics that I would check out as well if that's what you want to go for. Less than 1% compliance. Yeah, I get that. Let's see here. Scrolling back through to get to a few of you guys. Hopping back over to Rumble really quick, too, to make sure I haven't missed anything over here. The Observer on Rumble, we've got the Observer 777. I saw Clint, and I thought it was Clint Smith from Thunder Ranch. I like guns, but I'm moving on down range. Fair enough. Clint Smith, we've trained with him before and at Thunder Ranch, and we have shot with him. Really interesting guy. So much knowledge and experience there. Crazy. Me and Ava Flanell sat down with him and had a really good conversation with him. Check that video out if you want to see it. Just awesome. Awesome dude. And let's see here. And guys, I'm going to cut it a little short tonight too. I'm going to cut it about maybe an hour and a half or so. It's not the typical Monday night live stream that I know you guys, I think, enjoy a little bit more. But that's okay. And ultimately, I just want to go have some dinner, really. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. But I would be next Monday. What's next Monday? What's happening next Monday? Next Monday I'll be back on, I think. I am having another training event coming up, which is going to be really exciting. I posted about it on my story on Instagram, so if you guys saw that, that's great. I think the seats for that are now closed as of January 1st. But myself and Kaya, we will be partaking in this course with our friend Neil McLean and a couple of other SF dudes. And ultimately, it's Warfighter 101, how to win a gunfight. And they're going to be covering CQB. I think we're going to be doing some force-on-force stuff, which is always exciting. Vehicle maneuvers, which is always fun as well. And so all of that and a bag of chips. So should be a pretty good time. And yes, I'll be bringing my own gun, which I haven't thought about which gun I want to take in this course. Vehicle maneuvers and CQB, so I'm wanting to go shorter barrel. But if I'm doing this for video and all that type of stuff, I didn't fill out the 5320.20 for my Mark 18. But since braces are back on the menu, I'll probably just take an AR pistol of some sort. Thank you for that. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see which one I take. I've been thinking about maybe my LMT. You know, it's nice and lightweight, easy to maneuver. Maybe I'll have the Fold AR by then, and I'll take that instead. We'll see. All right. Let's get back over. Got a couple more of the super chats that came in over here. Let's see. Let me make sure. Jared, do you think we'll get to a point? Got that one. Hurt24. Clint, when are you planning to go back on DLD after dark? So great live stream that I had with Dark over there, DLD after dark. And hopefully next week. If I think I got a couple of DMs from DLD. Sorry, man. I'll get to him tonight. All right. I'll get to him tonight. Mark my words. But so I'll be back over there hopefully next week, and we'll talk a little bit about maybe our SHOT Show expectations and things like that. Thank you for the super chat. Kurt, Ray Nunez, Beretta A300 Ultima Patrol, the Mossberg 940 Pro Tactical. That Beretta A300 is nice. I like that shotgun a lot. I don't have as much experience with the Mossberg 940, but I can tell you the Mossberg 940 the Mossberg Pros in general are pretty awesome. If I had to choose between one or the other, my take would probably be the Beretta, because I've just got more experience and I feel more comfortable with the Beretta A300. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't get my hand on the Mossberg 940 and perhaps be swayed. Then there's the 1301 Tactical, if that's another one you wanted to talk about, which is a little bit more elevated, right? But thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. 5 to 9 again. Good to see you, man. Cheapest 223 price I've seen is 41 cents a round. Do you personally feel this is where cheap 223 5.56 ammo will be for the time being? Yeah, probably. You guys remember when it was like 20 cents a round at one point? 23 cents is what I think I saw it at. And it wasn't steel cased. Yeah, I know. So crazy. But continuing on over here. Oh, Steve Whoop. If you guys saw our video where we compared the Beretta 1301 to the Benelli M4, you might just want to go check that video out, because I'm team Benelli. All right, the M4 is what I was issued in the Marines, and the 1301, and then I just go watch the video. I had some. I struggled with that one, but the 1301 I think I may have leaned towards. All right, so whatever. Continuing on over here. Cheap 223 in Canada is 58 cents a round. Yikes! Yeah, that sucks over there. Let's see here. Honorificable. Clint had a super cool 19.25 and M14 on his wall that he used in the AR versus M14 video. It's the minimum length to attach a bayonet. That's cool. That's really cool. 19.25 inch. I see what you're saying. So, yeah, the M14 is an excellent rifle. I honestly love the gun. The M14 is awesome. Do I think we may have lost out to the M14 when we could have had the FAL? Yes. But I'm at the end of it all, I'm kind of glad like things turned out the way they did, because the M14, it's just such an iconic rifle now. So still used today also, which is pretty cool. So there we go. Yeah, I missed the 23 cents a round days before Ammogeddon. I do as well. My go-to carry pistol right now, Steve, is my SIG 365 Legion. That I love that gun. I love how it handles, love how it shoots, love how it feels, everything about it. So there you go. Let's see here. Oh boy, here it comes, guys. The Notoriously Nick. I'm thinking about going to the Marine Reserves. What do you think? So I talked about this at the beginning of the live stream, actually. And at one point, not too long ago, I was an advocate for people to join the United States military. At this point, though, and over the past couple of years, from the things that I have witnessed through, not so much some of it personal experiences, but I'm still choosing to stay in. At this point, I've got so much time dedicated and invested, it feels like. It makes sense to stay in. I'm 13 years tomorrow in the Marine Reserves. So with current policies and politics at play within the military, I'm having a really difficult time advocating for young men and women to enlist these days. For me, it's worked out really, really well. My personal experience has been very positive. Yeah, we all have our ups and downs, and we get told a lot that your service is what you make it. Yes and no, because I've witnessed great Marines even get absolutely shit on by shit leadership, toxic, cancerous leadership, and they feel unsupported. It's one thing to feel unappreciated, but to feel so unsupported, like that they're biding their time. They're just, they can't wait for their EAS or end of active service, their contract to be up, right? So that's sad and disheartening to see. And believe me, I have told some of these Marines, Gonzo, if you're watching, I'm talking to you, stay in. Because at some point, there's at least the leadership that I witnessed at my previous command. There were, again, everybody's still serving, But I will say this, a majority I had huge respect for, especially the reserve side. Reserve side, love everybody, right? And that's all there is to it. But and what I can say about my unit, where my previous command, the reserve side especially cared about the Marines. They cared about their growth, not only as Marines but as individuals and as assets to society, right? They acted a lot more like mentors than, drill instructors, right? And because I think that's something that a stigma that a lot of people get too is, there's some mad sergeant running around, right? Just constantly yelling at everybody. And that's true sometimes, right? I mean, I was a mad sergeant at one point for about 30 seconds, and then I was like, it's not worth it. My blood pressure's already way too high. I just need to take a chill pill and then actually have a conversation with some of these people. Every now and then, the knife hand needs to come out and the veins need to pop, and you just got to get into somebody's face because, quite frankly, our job is life or death. So when they're not taking it seriously, or what really pisses me off, fucking other Marines over, as we call Blue Falcons, buddy fuckers, that's what irks me a lot. And it's only been a couple of times where I've truly chewed somebody out, which I know is probably funny to think about, but it's happened. And with that now, though, you kind of have to walk on eggshells, because you get into somebody's face like that now, well, they could just go run to, I don't know, Navy side, complain to somebody over there, and there's some sort of investigation now or something. I'm not saying that that's happened, not to me at least. So it's not the same. Granted, there's growth, right? There's always progress, if that's what you want to call it. I know it's a long-winded answer, but if you're thinking about going into the Marine Reserves now, I don't know if I can't really advocate for it. What it's done for me since I joined in 2011, I'm super appreciative of, and I plan on staying in. I do. But as far as getting our young men and women back involved with this shit, when I see we're sending so much funds and support to all these other countries that have done what for us? You know, we're looking, we look at Afghanistan. 20 years we were there, and look at the absolute chaos and failure that surrounds that state, that entire situation. That was the biggest fuck you from, I don't know, the president of the United States to service members all around, you know. And then you had the mandated vaccine, the COVID vax. And then you look at, again, a lot of toxic leadership within the military that really only care about elevating themselves, but not so much elevating their subordinates to be better than them, so that way they leave their command in better hands in which they adopted, right? So none of that mindset is coming into play at large anymore. It's all, I'm inconvenienced. And there's no sense of true camaraderie and patriotism and pride, because if you show that, you're somehow being anti-PC and you're the one that's being labeled as toxic, you know? I don't want to discourage you, the notorious Enoch, but at the same time, when I joined in 2011, things were much different. I joined right when Don't Ask, Don't Tell ended. And now taxpayers can be handed the bill for the elective surgery of a sex change because a service member decides I'm a girl now, so I need to go cut things off or turn things inside out, and that's going to be at the taxpayer's expense. Whew. I'll just let you think that over. And with social media becoming so, I don't know, present within the ranks also now, it's pretty crazy. It's crazy. And it kind of shows you just what exactly is going on. So there you have it. I think I've spent enough time on that. Let me get back over. I saw a couple more super chats come through over here. So let's answer some of those. Let's get back over here. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Tanner, good to see you, man. Need ideas for a gunroom bunker setup. Certain things to do or not to do. Gun safes, hang on walls like your video room. Okay. Security is probably the biggest thing, right? So if you're going to have guns hung up on a wall, things like that, if they're in a secure room, that's good. Like a walk-in safe. Imagine that. Solid. If not, then having some large safes to store your stuff is good. And it's not ultimately from, break-ins and stuff like that, but think about if God forbid, your house catches on fire or something. At least some of your prized possessions would be protected for a little while in some of these safes that are available, or residential security containers, as most of them are called, right? So not to do is just leave your guns out and about, right? But to do, make sure they're secure and they're safe and locked up one way or another, right? So panic room style. There you go. Let's get over here to Tyler. Any 13.7, 13.9 uppers and 5.56 that you recommend for around 1,000, going to pin and weld it with eventual suppressing, pairing it with PWS full ambi lower. That's awesome. So that's really awesome. I think our friend Otter would recommend Sons of Liberty Gunworks, because I think that's what she got was 13.7. You could also take a look at I'm trying to think if any of the LMT uppers are around, because those are those might not be $1,000 though. It might be a little bit more expensive. But the monolithic upper receiver design is really cool. I like that, and they have some pretty neat things happening over there. Who else? I'm trying to think. What do you guys help Tyler out too? Because I'm over here trying to figure out 13.7, 13.9 uppers, and 5.56 that I'd recommend. And those are some of the ones that come to mind. Obviously, some of the Daniel Defense ones with the new R3 rail, which is awesome. Even the old school Riz 2 quad rails are great, especially if it's already going to be ambi. Great. So there you have it. So those are a couple that I would recommend. You guys help our buddy Tyler out, see what he thinks, or see what y'all think as well. Motive, Clint, best AR you can buy for home defense, an AR pistol, or even a short-barreled rifle, chambered in 300 blackout, with a about an 8 to 9 inch barrel, and obviously you want a silencer. But even without a silencer, 300 blackout is going to be the preferred round for home defense. It's going to have better performance than what 9mm will out of a subgun, and it's going to have better performance out of in comparison to a 5.56, because, well, in your home, it's just not preferred, right? Especially if you're going with a shorter barrel, then you're losing a lot of what makes 5.56 effective, which is velocity. So 300 blackout shorty is what I would say is the best for home defense. Let's see here. Chris, to send the entire mid-tier snobs group says hello. That's what's up. MTS, mid-tier snobs. Love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all of y'all. And I'll leave that for the last super chat, guys. I'm going to go ahead and start rolling it down and or comment it down, or, whatever, And that is not true. Do not clip it. Clint is not a girl. I'm a man. All right. I like my scotch. I like my cigars. I like my steak, and I like my parts right where they're at right now. So thank you for that. Oh man. Let's get over here. I'm just going to get to a last couple of comments, double checking on Instagram still. Is this thing still going? Look at that. And they told me it was only going to go for an hour. And here we are. Thank you guys all still on Instagram for tuning in. Appreciate all of y'all. And Great Gildersleeve is saying, what do you think of CCI Spear? And I guess I can hide that comment now because don't need that. What do you think of CCI Spear being sold to Czech Republic company? I mean, the Czech Republic seems to be doing some pretty cool stuff. So, I mean, CZ bought Colt, and now they seem to be doing some pretty cool things. So there's that too, right? DOD After Dark, your best bet would be put something together yourself. BCM is the way for cost and value ratio, or just say F it and buy a Geisley Super Duty. LWRC is good too. Talking about, is that in reference to probably the home defense one? Probably, because you also say here's some of the best advice: become very skilled in welding and buy the safe thing, and buy a bulldozer. Gunroom, sorry, I forget I said anything. That's pretty funny. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, look him up. Killdozer. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Coming back to a couple more, and Dusters 16 Clint, let's play COD Zombies. I've been running some zombies lately. That's pretty fun. Definitely a fan. Underwood Ammo, like Underwood quite a bit. Good people over there. Thank you, Winfred. Appreciate it. It's a man, baby. That's right. Oh, man. And let's see here. Thoughts on the AR-15 Tiger Shark muzzle brake. Oh, is that the really ridiculous one? Let me just look it up really quick. Tiger Shark muzzle brake, not tattoo. I don't really care about that. Oh yeah, that is a really ridiculous one. So that thing's crazy, right? It's gonna do what you want it to do as far as keeping it flat shooting, and if you want it to be a standoff device, you've got it with that. So you know, it's not my cup of tea. There's the thumbs up thing again. That's funny. It's not my cup of tea, but it's definitely there for you if that's what you want. All right. DLD, I got a Killdozer shirt as well, Scott. So I'm excited. You got a Killdozer shirt coming out. Well, I'm a swipe card on that. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it off there. So thank you all. Thank you again to everybody that sent in a super chat. I appreciate, again, every last one of you. Pretty chill live stream. Just wishing everybody a happy new year. And when this video drops on YouTube, Rumble, all that stuff, go comment about what you're excited to see at SHOT Show. Of course, that podcast is going to drop also on the 12th, I think. So you can comment there as well once that comes live at CF Podcasts. And don't forget to head on over to CF Contest and check out all the fun stuff that's happening there right now, like Black Rambo's gun. And Paul, you're saying you need this hat? Well, there's a few of them at classicfirearms.com. All right. So thank you guys again. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate every last one of you. Jason, I think I saw you were in here too. What's up, dude? And we'll leave it off there, guys. God bless you guys. Merry New Year. I see it. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. And I will see you guys next Monday. Y'all have a good one. See you next time. Cheers.